What I'm about to tell you is something men feel every day. They almost never admit it. Not to girlfriends, not to best friends, not even to themselves. And no, it's not sex. Listen closely. If sex alone created lasting love, half the planet would be married at 20 and divorced at 21. That doesn't happen. Sex alters chemistry. It alters the body. It produces hormones and fleeting intensity. It rarely alters identity. It rarely rewires the story a man tells himself about who he is. There is, however, a single emotion that moves faster than sex. One feeling that rewires priorities. One feeling that makes a man suddenly loyal, protective, invested, and restless in the best way. It's small sometimes. It's huge other times. But it is consistent. And it's the reason many men can't explain why they suddenly care like they do. Stay with me. I'm not giving it away at the start. You earn the reveal, because once you know it, you see male love in clearer light than most. You will understand patterns that felt random. You will name a quiet force that has always been there. Women often misread how men form attachments. They list what they believe makes men fall: affection, attention, intimacy, compliments, emotional support, morning texts. Those things are important. They build warmth, but they are not the primary cause of deep commitment. Women bond through connection. Men bond through identity shifts. A man doesn't typically fall in love because a moment felt pleasant. He falls in love because being with her makes him feel something new about himself. A subtle internal change happens. He recognizes a version of himself he wanted or suspected he could be. That quiet recognition becomes a magnet. This explains why a man can love someone deeply yet struggle to express it. He's not failing to respond to the present. He is responding to a transformation inside him. His actions are shaped by who he now believes himself to be, not merely by how he feels in a given minute. Let's dismantle some myths. Myth 1. Sex creates love. No, sex can bond. But it most often satisfies biology, not identity. Pleasure fades. Purpose remains. Sex does not reliably change long-term goals or the architecture of a man's life. It can for an emotionally rare pairing, but it's not the rule. Myth 2. Niceness equals love. If niceness automatically created deep attachment, kindergarten teachers would be the most married people. Nice is safe. Nice is comfortable. Nice gets gratitude and friendship. It rarely forces a man to reframe his life around someone. Myth 3. Consistency equals attachment. This is partly true. Consistency builds trust. But without psychological meaning, consistency is routine. Routine is reliable. Routine is not destiny. Love demands more. It asks for identity-level integration. Most women can awaken desire. A smaller group awakens curiosity. Almost none awaken attachment. Why? Because most attempts aim at what women think men want: attention. Tut, flattery. Those trigger short-term response. Very few create the deeper effect men secretly crave: significance. Men don't only want pleasure. Men want psychological meaning. That matters more than looks and more than a flawless night. A man can be with someone physically and feel nothing afterward. He can spend an electric evening and then move on. But if a woman gives him a new story about himself, if she makes him feel seen in a way he never has, he rewinds that feeling again and again. Here's the core sentence. Men fall in love with themselves around a woman. Read it twice. It's not that she is extraordinary. It's that he feels extraordinary because of her. He doesn't simply feel wanted. He feels upgraded, better, more capable, more aligned with an inner ideal. This is where the chase is misunderstood. Men don't chase because it's fun. They chase because the chase provides an internal state, focus, hunger, drive, competition. Those states touch identity. The chase, when it succeeds, tells a story inside him. I can win her. That story is intoxicating. Yet the story alone doesn't sustain love. The identity it stitches into him does. So what is the single emotion? What heals the quiet wound men carry? The answer is significance, not praise, not hollow admiration, not mothering or coddling. Significance is the felt experience that your presence matters, that you are important, that your existence changes her world in an irreplaceable way. When a man feels significant, his priorities shift. He stops performing for applause and starts building for meaning. He invests time and resources. He becomes protective. He takes responsibility. He reorders choices. Losing that role would hurt beyond ego. It would wound his sense of purpose. Significance is not loud. It is precise. It is in small acts that signal, you matter here. Ask his opinion when it matters. Notice the things he does. Acknowledge effort. Choose him intentionally, not from need, but from preference. Let him carry weight that is meaningful. Those moves change identity more than any speech or social media post. Men who feel significant stop looking for proof in public performances. They need fewer public validations because their private role already confirms their value. Social media claps are noise if real presence is ignored. Real recognition is private. It arrives in moments where only the two of you are present, and where the implication is clear. Your presence improves my life. What significance looks like in practice. First, ask for his input on decisions that matter. Not fake questions, not rhetorical ones. Real invitations. What do you think? I want your take. Those requests give him agency. Agency is a core route to significance. Second, link effort to outcome. Don't just say thanks. Say, when you handled that, the evening fell into place. Thank you. Ground appreciation and consequence. Men internalize narratives. Help him edit a story where he's useful and impactful. Third, let him carry weight without shaming him. Let him solve things you genuinely need solved. Not to create a martyr, not to hand over everything, but enough to let him practice being needed. Practice builds identity. Fourth, make appreciation visible in specifics. Men replay exact lines in their heads far longer than generalities. You stayed calm when the meeting collapsed. That mattered. Specific acknowledgments are like cognitive anchors. Fifth, choose him consistently. Choosing someone intentionally communicates that he is not interchangeable. It says, I prefer you. That preference is powerful. Consistent choice provides a secure narrative. He is not a background option. He is a chapter in your life. Sixth, maintain healthy boundaries. Significance is not a blank check. It is not permission to dominate or ignore your limits. Men respect clarity. Clear boundaries signal that his role is chosen, not demanded. When his role is chosen, it is honored. A warning. Significance can be weaponized. Manufactured importance to control is detectable. Men sense insincerity. False recognition corrodes trust. Authenticity is the currency. Use it honestly. Real examples. When you're honestly stuck, ask for help. When he helps, say, you made this easier. When he offers advice that works, tell him you used it and it helped. When you pick a plan that depends on him, mention why his presence matters. Those small acts compound. Tiny, repeated acts rewire identity over months. A private you matter to me is often stronger than a public post. Men build their internal map from private feedback. If that map says here, I am important, then he will navigate his life around that map. Significance is an emotional architecture. It multiplies quietly. It changes the way he invests attention, time, and resources. It rewires his default behaviors. Suddenly, he doesn't just want you in good moments. He wants to protect the role he's been given. He values the connection because it validates who he becomes. Why significance beats sex in the long run? Sex is immediate. It gives adrenaline and closeness, and sometimes it can deepen bonds. But sex answers a physical hunger. Significance answers a psychological wound. It says you're not replaceable here. That answer lasts. When a man knows his presence changes your day, He measures himself against that truth. If I disappeared, would it matter? If the honest answer is yes, then attachment strengthens. If the answer is ambiguous, attachment remains conditional. The clarity of your private recognition is the clearest accelerator of devotion. Practical scripts that sound authentic. Use them only when you mean them. I want your opinion. It matters to me. That move you made everything easier today. I chose you to be part of this because you improve it. I noticed how you handled that. Thank you. It helped more than you know. I rely on you for this, and that means a lot. Say them privately. Say them sparingly, but often enough to form a pattern. Let them settle into his story. Patterns create habits. Habits create identity. Remember, do not weaponize. Authenticity is key. If you inflate someone's importance to control them, the result is brittle. Real significance grows from real choices, not scripts. It is built through shared responsibility, trust, and repeated private confirmations. A man who feels significant will protect what makes him feel that way. He will prioritize. He will sometimes act clumsily, but his intention will be anchored. He will want to be part of your life in meaningful roles. He will stop playing peripheral roles in his own story. Final thought. Love is less a trick and more a consequence. For many men, the consequence of being chosen, needed, and valued is profound devotion. It rebuilds purpose where modern life often strips it away. Give significance with integrity. Receive it with discernment. And choose to be a presence that creates meaning, not only pleasure. Use this script, adapt it, and keep it honest. The result will not be instant fireworks every time. It would be a slow, durable construction. And that construction becomes what most men will call home. End.